Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. To start off today's video, I am going to be showing the process of my pop-off method. I'm never prepping my natural nails because I don't like to have to cut them off. I just like to where once I'm done, I can just pop them off and save them because I do love to collect all of my nails and put them in a box. I haven't shown the process of my peel-off base coat in a while, so I figured why not show it in today's video. The two steps I'm using for this is my UNT peel-off base coat, and this is a peel-off base coat that I discovered once I first started getting into peel-off base coats, because when I first started, a lot of you guys know that I used to prep my nails and I would have to soak them off. But once I figured out a lot of people who create nail content use a peel off base coat that makes it easier for popping off the nails once we're done, I definitely looked into it and I ended up finding the one from Amazon. I do love it. It's a water base, so you don't need a lot, and the way it works, you just apply a little bit to the nails and allow it to air dry. It is linked in my Amazon storefront, so you can check that out down there. And then once I let that dry, I do apply matte top coat. And the one I like to use is from Not Polish. Usually I would use a glossy top coat, but I seen someone else use a matte top coat and I wanted to try it out. And after I used the matte top coat, I just figured that was just the best for me. I liked it a lot more. So whenever it comes to my peel off pop off method, this is just what I do. And of course, like I said, you do want to cure that for 30 seconds, and this is what the nails are looking like. So for my nail application, I'm going to be using these Gel-X full cover tips here. I can't remember if these were given to me from a brand or if I purchased them from Amazon, but if I can find them, I will link them down below. I don't even know what these are called, but I am going to be doing this design here that I'd use Kate's nail templates for, and she actually went through a whole rebranding and just made all new templates using all nail shapes, all lengths, and also a lot of different nail poses, and I love every single one of them. She was so generous enough to send me her entire collection, so I will be using them a lot more. And as you can see from the template, I am going to be doing some almond nails, so that is why I grabbed these. At first I was going to use some nail tips and just cut them into the shape of almonds and do acrylic overlay, but I figured this would be the easiest way to go because I was just so excited to just recreate this design or bring it to life from my nail templates. I just didn't want to wait. I wanted to get the easiest way out. Whichever way was gonna be the fastest for me to do this nail set, that is what I did. So I went ahead and picked out my nail sizes. These nails aren't really the best. I feel like it's so hard to find a good long almond full cover nail tip because to me, all the ones I've seen, all the ones I've tried out, they're always super flat. And these nails are really flat too, and I'll get more into that once I start actually doing the nails, because there's a part where I'm gonna try to add some structure to it. But yeah, I just think it's so hard to find a good long almond full cover nail tip. So if you have some suggestions or if you've seen any that you like, definitely leave those suggestions down below in the comments. I would love to try those nails out. And also I did have to file a little bit around the cuticle areas just so that they fit my nails a lot better because they were really wide and square so I just rounded those out a little bit on some of them. Nothing too crazy, I just wanted it to fit a little bit more and so that it doesn't overlap my skin. And of course the next step is going to be to apply these. So I am going to be using some base gel, and I am going to be applying 3 of these nails as just a regular Gel-X application because I will be doing some overlay things on the top, putting my design on top. For 2 of the other ones, my pinky and my thumb, I wanted those to be glittery. I didn't want to do any glitter on top, so I'm just going to use some of this acrylic here that I got from Secret Nail Affair. I got these acrylics I think it was last year. I still have 2 Valentine's Day collections from Secret Nail Affair that I have not even used. I think this is my first time actually using this one because I just remembered that I had some really cute Valentine's Day glitter So this is just what I end up going with, but I haven't seen or swatched that entire collection. But yeah, I'm going to be using this glitter acrylic to apply some of this glitter underneath the nail. The reason I didn't want to do it over top is because I would have to encapsulate, and since these nails are like already not fitting right, I just didn't want them to look super bulky. So I just went ahead and put them underneath the nail. Again, it was just the easiest way, and to me, I like this way. I see a lot of people always saying like how the Femi Beauty method or the Lazy Girl method, whenever you put products underneath the nail and attach them, how they don't really last. Like I always say, I can never really test that out personally because I don't wear the nails like that for long. It's just for content, but I like this way. I think it's super easy, and just like the name Lazy Girl method, if you are lazy, don't want to do a whole full application, acrylic, polygel, whatever that case may be, I think this is just an easy way to get a manicure or just have your nails done in a way that's not super long or not too complicated. So as I finished up my first one, I am going to let it dry. The key to this is you want to make sure that you are placing enough, but not too much to where when you put it on the nail, it's going to look like it's levitating. So I am going to be adding these glitters carefully, making sure to get them all the way up on the sides, and just make sure to fill up all that space because I don't want any of the nail to be clear or I don't want any of that to show. So I am going to make sure I put enough. And once I finish adding the glitters to my thumbnail, I'm going to set those aside and let them completely dry. And so this is how the thumb looks once I'm finished. If I do need to go back and apply more glitter, I did do that off camera. But now I'm going to bring out some clear from Bomb Nails. This is my favorite clear. Now that I've been working with it, I love the clarity of it. It's just so easy to use, very beginner friendly. But I'm going to be using this clear to attach these glitter nails to my nails. And I'm just going to put a little bit in the cuticle area. The key to this is not making the bead super watery because once you place it on the nail, it's just gonna seep out the back of the nails, and on the sides it's gonna get all on your skin. So if you can, it's best to just let this bead kind of set up a little bit. Make sure it's at the state where it doesn't like pop off, or like it's not all the way dried but you still can get it to hold and dry in place, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know what I'm talking about. And I just had to hold that on for a little while. Like I said in one of my other videos, I don't know what I did with those little clips that I can place on my nail to hold it in place. So I did just hold the nail in place for a couple minutes just to make sure that it was completely dry. And while I was holding that nail in place, I was looking at the ones I applied with like the Gel-X tips. I was looking at how flat the nails were, and I just showed you a couple seconds ago, like these nails are extremely flat. I didn't like it. So while that pinky nail was finishing dry, it was at the point where it wasn't gonna move out of place. So while I let that finish drying, I did just go ahead and use this clear, and I'm gonna be applying some of this clear acrylic to the top of my nails just so that I can add a little bit of structure. And this is what I was talking about in the beginning, how flat the nails were. If you want some thickness to your nails, these are not going to be the ones for you because like I said, they are super thin. However, I think they would be great for like a builder gel overlay because like you have the length, you have the shape, all you have to do is just go over it with builder gel. I think that is just going to be the easiest. I don't like to go over full cover nail tips with acrylic or poly gel and wear them because sometimes I feel like if I do add too much, it kind of takes away from the shape or it just makes them look super bulky. But with these nails, I felt like I did have an exception because I just did not like how flat they were around the cuticle area. So for all three of those nails, I am going to use 2 beads and just adding a little bit of thickness to the nails. They don't have to have like a super high apex, but I just went ahead and added some thickness to my liking. And after I finish adding the thickness, I'm gonna let those dry, and then of course attach my thumbnail the same way I did my pinky. So after attaching my thumb, of course, I did go ahead and let that completely dry. Also, I did my shaping and filing to the 3 nails. I did the acrylic overlay. I went ahead and shaped those off camera. And remember when I told you guys that I don't like to add acrylic on top of a full cover nail tip because it takes away from the shape and make it look bulky? I think my middle finger is like a prime example of that, because I did not like once I got on the gel polish in my design, because my design was gonna make it like 3D and bulky anyway, but like just the base itself, I didn't really like it because I felt like it was just like, I don't know, I just felt like it got too thick in a way. But I did go ahead and start my design anyway. I went over my middle nail with 2 coats of a really pretty nude from Nail Reserve, and I'm gonna be mapping out a smile line for my middle finger in pink. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna fill in the entire tip of my nail because I am gonna be doing that little 3D puff design. I'm gonna be putting a red heart here just to know like where I want my design to go. I wanted to do this on some longer nails, but soon I'm not gonna be able to do a lot more like Valentine's Day nails. Like, I know everyone else has probably moved on from Valentine's Day nails, but for me it's still February. So since I haven't really been posting as much Valentine's Day content I wanted to, I'm just gonna make the best of it. But this will probably be my last pink red heart Valentine's Day nail design. But once I got my heart mapped out where I want it to be, I am gonna use some of this Savvy Land Builder Gel that I got from Temu. And I'm going to be placing some on my nail palette. If you guys remember, I did use this one time before in the first nail design where I actually tried the 3D puff design, and I think they turned out so cute. Definitely a long, tedious process, but I did love the outcome. So the colors I'm going to be using, of course, are pink and red. So I'm just going to be mixing that gel with those colors I placed on my nail palette. And to start off the 3D, I'm going to be taking a liner brush. You can use whatever you want. It can be a shorter brush or a dotting tool, just whatever you feel comfortable with pulling the gel with. And I'm just going to be filling in my heart with that gel. Once I finish adding my gel to it, I'm going to flip my hand upside down just so that it self-levels and make sure that the 3D element is there. I did go ahead and cure that, and now I'm going to do the same thing with the pink, just filling in my tip. And the key to this like puffy 3D design is you want to get really close to like the shape. Example, in my case, my heart, you want to get as close as possible, but without making the 2 colors meet or blend together, because if they are too close, it's not going to give that 3D look to it. So I'm going to let the rest of this part here play out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So here is my second layer. I wasn't sure if I wanted to add a second layer because like I said, the nail was already looking bulky, but I did want to add more gel just around the heart, like the pink areas around the heart, just so it emphasized like the 3D. It'll give it a more exaggerated look. So I went ahead and let that cure. Also, I do plan to do a little bit of shaping and filing to that nails just to get it a little bit more slimmer around the sides. But now moving on to my next nail, I'm going to be taking a couple shades of pink. I think I'm even going to take a red and like almost a white color, and I'm just going to do the outline heart until I get to the outer edges of my nail. I love seeing this design on my nails, like the Powerpuff Girl heart. I love to see these designs on nails, but they are so time consuming. One thing that's tricky to me when doing this design is trying to get the heart centered. I realized on this nail, like the further I got with the colors, I realized that like one of my lines at the bottom were a little bit too far over than the other one, but I felt like once I did finish the heart and get like all of the colors on and complete the nail, you couldn't really notice because it was just like the illusion of all of the colors coming out. So that's one thing you do have to be careful for, and also just making sure that like the more colors you add going outwards, you want to make sure that you are keeping that heart shape, because if not, it will start to look like a huge circle and it's just not going to be as pretty. So make sure that like the top is actually giving that heart look. For some of them it was kind of hard, but the way I fixed it on some of them is just to overlap the next color. And then I went ahead and did like a second set of all of the colors. I did add a red, and then I'm just gonna finish it out until I get to the outer corners of my nail. I think it turned out really good. I was really satisfied with that nail. Even though I was flash curing each layer before moving on to the next color, you do want to make sure that you cure them for 30 to 60 seconds in a bigger light. So that's what I did before moving on. Now moving to my last nail, I'm going to be covering this in a shade of pink. On the nail templates, I did want to do like an aura effect using like a darker pink and a light pink. I didn't feel like bringing out my airbrush machine, and I did try some other methods. I recorded it, but I didn't end up putting it in the video since that wasn't really the plan anymore. So I just skipped that step totally and just went to like the heart that's on the template. And I wanted to do like the 3D balloon, the aluminum balloon that everyone has been doing. I love seeing those. They look super neat, and I just wanted to try it out. So I did try it off camera first, and this is how my attempt looks. I don't think it looked bad, but it just wasn't how I expected it to look. So I'm not gonna be doing the whole like chrome type of look with like the little ridges on the side. I'm just gonna be forming this into a simple heart-shaped balloon using some gel I got from Amazon. I think that's linked also down below in my Amazon storefront. I love this gel. It's not as sticky as all of the other ones, and it's very easy to mold. So yeah, I really did enjoy using this. Once I finished mapping out my heart, I did go ahead and cure that, and now I'm just adding the string for the balloon, and I'm just attaching that to the bottom. Once I get all of that cured, I am going to be adding all my colors and giving that a cure. I really did love the way the balloon nail turned out. I think it was just so cute. It wasn't how I pictured it, but it still turned out like really good. Now that I got all of my nails done, the only thing left is just to add on top coat and add on some rhinestones. What I didn't have in the nail templates, or what I didn't plan on doing, is this nail here. I'm going to be adding some top coat to the entire nail, and I'm going to pick two colors. I think I'm going to choose like the lightest shades. I'm going to be using the really tiny rhinestones and just do like an outline covering those, just to give this nail a little bit more bling. After this nail here was done, I did go ahead and cure that. And now what's left of the other nails, I'm just going to be adding some top coat. I think for my index nail, I am going to be adding like some filler 4 pointed stars, just to give that nail a little bit more alongside of the balloon. But I think for the most part, I'm just going to be adding some top coat. And on my glitter nails, I am going to add a heart shaped charm using some rhinestone glue, and that basically finishes up my design. So I'll just let you guys go ahead and watch the rest of this play out, and I will be back to show you guys what the finished set looks like. After adding some cuticle oil and rubbing that in to re-nourish my cuticles, this is how the finished set looks, and I am just so happy at how these turned out. I do love everything about them. I think I did a really great job at creating them on my nail templates, but just seeing them actually on my nails, they just look so good. I just really love a red and pink combo. That's why doing Valentine's Day nails is one of my favorite things to do when it comes to nail designs. I just love the heart feel to all of the nails, how they just look so adorable. I had a really great time actually trying to execute this design. It was really fun. I really love working with the 3D, even though it can be a lot and it can be a tedious process trying to do everything super neat and doing it slow, but in the end I feel like it's definitely worth it. And even after filing down my middle nail, I still couldn't get it exactly where I wanted, because then I would just be filing away like the gel polish and I didn't want to mess it up. But it is okay because like I said, I still love how everything turned out. I'll try to leave everything I use down below as always. Make sure to check out my Amazon storefront for products there as well. And let me know what you thought about today's set, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.